Hi, so we're gonna get started today, but you need a towel or a foam roller that is rolled up. You're gonna place this right here onto your hips. So you're gonna lay on your back. You're gonna stick this right where your butt is, and then I want you to lean back and then scoop down so that the top of your hip bones is what's on the top of the roll. So find those hip bones, draw a straight line down towards that towel roll. Now there's a little bit of an arching to your back. I want you to flatten that out. And then you're gonna bring both knees up into your chest. You're gonna give them a hug here. Now hold on to one leg. The other leg is gonna go straight up towards the ceiling. You're gonna turn the leg slightly outward. And then you're gonna start dropping the leg out towards the side. So I'm going out on a 45 here. Now make sure that your pelvis doesn't roll with it. You're hugging that other knee so that the line from one pokey hip bone to the other stays in one place. Eventually you're gonna feel a little bit of a pull here into that hip flexor. You're gonna feel a stretch here. We're gonna hold here for 10 seconds. Slowly bring that knee back to center and we're gonna switch sides. So hug that opposite leg, bring that leg straight up, turn the foot out, and slowly let gravity pull it down to the ground without the hips tipping over. You're looking for that stretch into the hip flexor, so kind of into that groin. You can kind of play with where that leg needs to go to feel that stretch.
That's it.
Bring that leg back up. Give both legs a hug, and now I want you to rock from side to side before we go into our second set. So go back to that original leg, hug it in. Other leg goes straight up towards the ceiling. Flex the toes down towards your nose, and then slowly let that leg fall out to the side, feeling that stretch into the hip flexor. Come back to center and switch legs. Bring that leg straight up towards the ceiling. Flex those toes. Turn it out and let that leg fall out to the side. And hold. Bring that leg back to center. Give both legs a hug. Rock from side to side again. So this time we're going to do a butterfly or a book opener with the legs. So the legs are staying where they are. You're going to open your legs up so that your feet are still touching but your knees are out. Then you're going to drop your legs down, and then you're going to close the knees together and then bring them back up towards your chest. So open the legs, drop down, close the legs back up. We're going to do this 5 times. So there should never be any clunking in the hip. If there is, just make a shorter range of motion.
Well, the thing is, I could get 2 people on with me, but it's trying to find a tea time. Really? Yeah.
Once you've done 5, you're going to hug one leg. The other leg's going to go straight down onto the ground. The leg that's in your hand, make it nice and loose. So just kind of wiggle it from side to side. Let your arms have full control of that hip. And now you're going to do 5 circles in one direction. So just making mini circles here, using your arms to guide that, letting that leg be completely heavy.
Well, that one, yeah, it doesn't hurt as bad as this one starts, you know?
Once you've done 5, you're going to reverse directions, doing the same thing. My arms are what's driving that circle, letting the leg just come onto the ride. From here, this leg is going to cross over that opposite leg now, and you're going to push the knee away and then bring the knee back. Push it away, bring it back.
Just remember, I've got that stiff board, so that as far as it goes.
Once you've done 5, we're going to do thread the needle where that leg comes up, and you're going to hug the knee in towards the chest, pushing this knee away and trying to get your heel to come closer towards your chest. Now your hands can be on that foot, it can wrap around to the thigh. Just make sure that the neck isn't uncomfortable with that position. do is you're gonna push this knee that's on top away from you, and now slowly lower until your foot touches the ground. Once that happens, you're gonna untwist that leg, bring the other knee into your chest, straighten out that other leg. You're gonna hug that knee in, and again, try to take full control, let that leg go loose. I was trying to find if I kind of wiggle it a little bit. My legs don't try to power out my arms. Once your leg feels completely relaxed, use your arms to create hip circles. Doesn't matter what direction you go in, we're gonna do 5 one way, and then 5 the opposite.
Yes, there were. But I found out, I didn't know, but on both sides of my family. No, but they say it's third or fourth generation. Yeah.
Once you've done 5 and 5, you're gonna cross that leg over the other leg. The leg is still planted. All you're doing is pushing the knee away and bringing it back. Again for 5 reps.
But if you would, yeah. Yeah.
Once you finish your 5th rep, we're gonna do thread the needle, where you bring that other knee up, and then you're gonna hug that knee in towards your chest here. Again, your hand can be on the top leg or on the bottom thigh, whatever feels more comfortable. Some people even like grabbing onto the shin.
Oh, she's up there. Okay. Now what do I want you to okay. And lay down? Yes. Okay. So I think what I'll do, once you lie down, and position of it is still on your knees. Okay. And then this here, so that we'll get that going. Okay.
So that top knee is pushing away from you as you start lowering that bottom leg down towards the ground. Both feet are flat on the ground. Now we're gonna windshield wiper the legs. So legs are gonna fall from one side to the other. And you're not moving very far from center, just a little bit from side to side. Eventually we're gonna do a twist all the way over to one side, but not yet.
These are high maintenance.
All right, you're gonna lift up your hips like a glute bridge. Take that roll, and now I want it in the small part of your back. So now you'll notice that your butt goes down towards the ground. What we're gonna do here is use our strong ab muscles to put pressure into the roll, lifting up your glutes. And now I want you to fully relax so that you melt over top of that roll. We're gonna do that 5 times. So press down with the abs. You're gonna notice that your glutes come off. Hold for a second or 2, and then relax. As you relax, you'll just notice you're gonna melt over top of that roll. Use those strong abs, push down, let the hips come up. Try not to use the glutes, they should be pretty relaxed in this position. And then completely melt over that roll. We got 2 more. Use those strong abs. It's like I'm flattening out my ribs in order for that strength to be there. If you're noticing your legs contract, try to relax them. You may notice your pelvic floor kick in, that's perfect. And then melt over. We have 1 more here, push those ribs down. Use those strong tummy muscles to pick up your pelvis.
This could be interesting.
And relax. Next we're going to do a glute bridge, but it's just to remove the roll, so take it out and just place it off to the side. Again, we're going to tick-tock or windshield wiper the legs from side to side. You're going to start small, but then you're going to go bigger and bigger.
Nice. Excellent. You just complaining. Who's this? Is that you? Frank.
So now you're going to go all the way to one side, stack so that the knees are touching, the ankles are touching, and then you're going to look in the opposite direction. So you're going to feel a nice twist here into the spine.
Okay. Fine. Yeah.
Come back to center. We're going to go in the opposite direction now. Back to center. Now you're going to drop one leg out straight. The other knee you're going to hug in towards your chest, but then you're going to pull it to your opposite armpit. Again, looking away from that knee, creating a nice spinal twist.
Yeah. So all of this gets essentially deeper and lengthened. This gets moved up in the front.
Back to center. We're going to change legs here. Bring that knee into your chest. Cross it over. You are aiming for that knee to go towards that armpit as you create that twist. look in the opposite direction.
With my legs, what is happening? There's some, like when you touch them, they sore. Does that make sense?
Come back to center and hug your knees into your chest. With your knees touching, you're gonna roll all the way over. So now that you're on your shoulder and you're on your hip bone. So your knees are stacked, your feet are stacked, your arms are on top of each other, and you're gonna lift up the arm and you're gonna twist. As you twist, don't allow your knees to move. So don't let them slide away. They need to be pinned together as you twist back.
Can I work with the electrodes? Yes. Yeah. But it almost looks like.
Come back to center. Keep your top leg where it is. Take your bottom leg, straighten it out. Keep that knee pinned down to the floor, and then you're going to twist back again. You'll notice it hits a different part of the spine.
Yeah.
No, I was supposed to go to Karen's for supper on Sunday.
Oh,
Yeah, well, and also Sterling's birthday was Friday, you see.
Come back to center. You're going to take that bottom leg, bring it back to where we started, and this top leg is going to go down on a 45 here. That's going to anchor you. Make sure that this hip doesn't move as you twist back. Same thing, you're going to create that twisting motion again, and you're going to notice it just hits a different part of that spine again.
It has to be really bad to stop. I don't let it be fixed.
Come back to center, you're going to switch sides. I'm going to flip over just so that I'm still facing the camera. So your knees are stacked, your toes are stacked, your hands are in front. You're going to twist back and make sure that those knees don't move. Come back to center. Top knee stays where it is. Bottom leg goes straight this time. And again, make sure that that knee stays pinned down to the ground as you create that twist.
How many times should I be doing this now, Michelle?
Come back to center. We're going to switch legs so that bottom leg goes back to that 90 position. Your top leg is kicking out on a 45 just to make sure your hip stays in place. And then again, you're going to twist back.
I'm going to try different positions for your head. Just hang on. Are you okay like that?
Yeah,
Okay, good. You're okay?
yeah, I'm fine.
Come back to center. We're going to roll up onto our hands and our knees here. So next what we're going to do is some cat cow. So you're going to be on your hands and knees. You're going to arch your back so that your belly button goes down. As it does that, I want you to look up towards the ceiling. Then you're going to tuck your chin and round your spine up towards the ceiling, feeling a nice stretch throughout the shoulder blades. And again, allow that stomach to fall down. Start looking up towards the ceiling. Tuck your chin down and then round your spine up. One more, look up towards the ceiling. Tuck that chin really around your spine.
And that's more sense than getting that side of this side. Yeah, funny. Oh, well, probably because of the stiffness, you know.
So next up, if you got a bench that's perfect, that's in front of you.
Yeah, well, it always has been.
So you're going to be kneeling and you're going to place your elbows on top of the bench here or a chair. And what you want to do is you want to keep your ribs nice and tight here as you sink your shoulder blades or you sink your sternum downwards.
Have treatments.
So make sure that you're not arching your back here, that you're actually keeping a nice tight core, but you're trying to sink down in between the shoulder blades. From here, your thumbs are going to start going down towards where your shoulder blades are, like you're going to pat yourself on the back. And now from here, we're going to do the cat-cows. So you're going to arch your spine up towards the ceiling. And now sink your belly button down. Just ignore the head because obviously it's going to be pinned with wherever that chair is. Arch your spine again up towards the ceiling. And relax. One more, arch towards the ceiling. And relax. From here, your hands are gonna go straight onto the chair. You're gonna pull back into a child's pose now. Same thing, sinking your chest down towards the ground here, really allowing those shoulders to open up. Now from here, we're gonna go more into a child's pose, but I'm gonna take my hand to my opposite chair leg. I'm gonna hold on to that, and I'm gonna try to pull my body away. So my right hand is reaching across, and I'm pulling my body towards the right side. Switch sides, reach across, and sink down. Back to center. Now your hands are going to be in front of you, and I want you to drop your hips down towards the floor here. You're going to look up towards the ceiling, and then I want you to wiggle your body from side to side. All right, next time you twist to the right, I want you to take that knee up, and then you're going to look behind you to look at your back leg. Come back to center, switch legs, bring that knee up, and look behind you. Come back to center, pull back into child's pose. You're gonna hold here for about 3 seconds. And now you're gonna lie on your stomach. You're gonna bend one knee, you're gonna grab onto the shoelace, and you wanna pull it down towards your butt. You should feel this stretch into your quad.
Now, do you want more on that left knee? More on the right knee. More on the right, right?
Switch legs, do the same thing. Pull that heel in towards your glute.
That's better. Good there? Yeah. Are they both good now? Yeah. Good. If this pops off, I'll just come back and grab it.
Okay, lie on your back. So if you have really tight hamstrings, if you have a towel, that's going to be perfect. We're going to use it as a rope here in a second, so just make sure it's handy. You're going to bend one knee into your chest, give it a good hug. Then you're going to reach onto your toes, and you're going to lift your legs straight up towards the ceiling. Now, if that's not possible, you can take a towel, wrap it around your foot, straighten up the leg, and bring it close to your torso. It also helps too having this knee bent if you don't have that range of motion. I always find if I start with my knee bent, I can slowly start lowering that as that hamstring releases. Bend that knee down. You're going to take the towel off. Hug the opposite knee into your chest now. Give it a good squeeze. So again, if you've got limited flexibility, take that rope around your toe. If you have the range of motion, just grab it with your foot. Straighten out that leg. Feel a nice stretch into the hamstring. Bring that knee back down. You're going to sit up. Have the bottom of your feet facing one another. You're going to sit up nice and tall here. And we're going to do a traveling butterfly. So my hands are going to do all the work. So I'm going to move this way so you can see. So I'm going to push my hips closer towards my legs here. And then I'm going to come back out of it. So we're going to push and hold for 3, 2, 1. Come out of it. We've got 5 of these.
Oh my God.
here, you're gonna sit up nice and tall, bring those knees in. You're gonna push your knees down towards the floor. Sit up nice and tall and just hold it. Now from here, we're gonna do the complete opposite. So knees are gonna come in. You're gonna round your spine, but use your legs. It's like you're pushing your legs out to really round your spine. Sit up nice and tall again. Push those knees down. And now round your spine. Grab onto those feet. Try to push your spine away from your shoes. So now we're gonna go more into a diamond position. So my feet were really close to my butt. Now they're further away. You're gonna hold on to your ankles and you're gonna round your spine and try to get your forehead in between your feet there. Now you should feel more of a stretch into the hips and into the low back. Now you can stay static here, or you can kind of wiggle around in this position to see if it will loosen up for you.
Kind of done that thing though, like you can do these things right out of surgery. Like you can't.
Now from here, we're going to straighten out our legs, but same thing, you had to use your towel before, you can use your towel again. So your towel is going to go where your feet are, and then I want you to wiggle your feet so that eventually they become completely straight. I want your spine to be nice and neutral as you pull yourself down towards your knees. So I don't want you to round your spine just to get down closer. Nice and tall. And then you're gonna hinge at the hips and pull yourself closer towards your thigh bones here to feel a nice stretch into the hamstrings. And now I'm just bending one knee and then straightening the other. So you're walking out the legs. All right, all the focus now is going to be on one leg. So I released one leg from the towel. The other one still has it. Nice and tall. You're going to pull yourself forward, feeling a nice stretch into that hamstring. Switch sides, same thing. So nice neutral spine. And then you're gonna hip hinge forward. If you don't need a towel, that's okay too.
So just look over at me, halfway where the child's way. So you can either do it to the ground, or an option actually that if you were sitting in a chair, table can be in front of you, or a chair like this.
Oh, that one. Yeah.
Okay, next up we got some more hip flexors. So you're gonna be on your knees again. You're gonna step one leg forward, the other one's back. You're gonna tuck your pelvis under to start leaning forward. You're gonna feel a stretch here into that hip flexor. So now what's gonna happen is I'm gonna start moving forward. So I'm here, I'm gonna move myself forward, and then I'm gonna take this knee and I'm gonna drive it back so that I can make my body come back. So you're gonna relax into the stretch and then use the strong muscles to come back to center. Perfect, that's one, we got 5. Once you've done 5, you're going to take that front leg, step it out even further, and now really sink into it. You're going to feel a deeper stretch here. Bring that leg back up. If you need the towel, you can wrap the towel around your leg. If you have the flexibility, you can just grab onto that leg. You really want to tuck your pelvis, squeeze your glutes here to feel stretch into your quad. Let go of that leg. This leg's going to go straight, toes up towards your ceiling. And then you're going to hip hinge forward, feeling a nice stretch into the hamstring here.
Well, I think I was going to do that, but then I just switched.
Scared me.
We're gonna switch legs here. Back into that hip flexor, so you're gonna tuck under, just hold it here. So next you're gonna lean forward, but in order to come back, this knee is doing the work. So I'm pushing it into the ground to come back to center, then I'm relaxing to lean forward. That's 2, we have 5 of these. Once you've done 5, take that front leg, step it forward, and really lean into that stretch. Come back out of that position, bring that leg back. Now we've got that quad stretch. So you're gonna grab onto the back of your foot here, squeeze the glutes, tuck that pelvis under. Let that leg go. You're gonna bring that other leg in front of you. Toes go up towards your nose here. You're gonna hip hinge forward. Feeling a nice stretch into your hamstrings. You're gonna lean forward.
Great. Okay. Take off all your paraphernalia there. Okay.
And the last stretch here, we're gonna go into a frog or a tadpole. So to make it easier, my knees are gonna come in. To make it harder, my legs are gonna go out. It's up to you. So you're gonna go down into, this is called frog, into a straddle position here. You're gonna feel a stretch into the adductors. Now, to make this easier, you can always start with your knees inwards and slide back down. This is an easier version. If you want a harder version, your toes go out towards the side and then you're leaning down. Take your time getting into this position here. Now again, you can stay static, or I find if I slowly wiggle from like forward to back, I find that eventually my hips just let that go.
I know, right? Take a machine right there.
We're gonna hold this for a little bit longer, but I just want to say thank you very much for following along.
Get up and head your way up front.
And as we come out of this position, I want you to go really slow. So you're gonna start walking yourself forward here, letting those legs come back together. And then you can stand on up. Well, enjoy the rest of your day.
Oh, I tell you, it's terrible. Yeah, I used to be able to jump up. Now I have to go, you know.